Coming up on This Week in Torrance.
A long-awaited restaurant finally opens its doors at Del Amo Fashion Center. We'll tell you what kinds of fresh foods you'll find here.
And this simple gesture is helping to combat homelessness in the South Bay. We'll have all the details.
Plus, local high school seniors get the chance at real-life work experience at a global company. We'll tell you where.
Then a longtime Torrance business is closing down, but not to worry. We'll tell you why you won't miss them for too long.
These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now. Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Jin Chun. Thanks so much for joining us. Here are your top stories.
The Torrance Social Services Commission participated once again in an important mission, one that's part of a greater cause that helps count the homeless in the Los Angeles area. Members of the community and local leaders came together here in Torrance for one night. CitiCABLE reporter Michael Patterson was there and tells us more.
Volunteers from across the South Bay braved the cold and windy conditions with the goal of assisting the homeless population living in Torrance. Every year, the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority conducts a count of the entire homeless population in the greater Los Angeles area. Deployment sites, like this one at the Ken Miller Recreation Center, helped the organization with their count of the Torrance area.
Tonight is a very important activity.
Bob Chioda is a member of the Torrance Social Services Commission, a group that addresses issues across 4 communities, including the homeless population. This is the 7th time he has participated.
What we do is we go out into the community. We each have an area to cover, and we look for people that appear to be experiencing homelessness. It's important to get a count.
Chioda says the count helps the city acquire funding for the various homeless assistance programs offered in Torrance. The count also helps local agencies, like the Torrance Police Department, become more aware of what areas have the highest rates of homelessness.
What we're trying to do with this homeless count is gain a better understanding of what the needs are, where they are, so that we can try to mitigate that growing population.
Last year, LASA reported that 187 people were living homeless in Torrance, a number that Officer Kim hopes the Torrance community can help lower through services such as the LA Homeless Outreach Program.
Obviously, we're not going to solve homelessness in a matter of one night or even 1 year, but this is all part of a long-term plan.
People like Officer Kim recognize that events like these would not be possible without help from the community. And local leaders like Chioda hope this community outreach is something that continues.
We need volunteers all the time, every year. We're going to be doing this until the problem is addressed, until it's solved perhaps, hopefully. But keep coming, keep volunteering. We need more people.
This is important work, and it's neat to see that cities like Torrance actually putting time and energy into this and getting the community involved.
In all, over 70 volunteers showed up to count the homeless in the city of Torrance, and by all accounts from event organizers, the event was a great success. We will not know the numbers of just how many people are living in the Torrance community and for another couple of months until the Greater Los Angeles report comes out later this year. Reporting for Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Michael Patterson.
Thanks, Michael. To find out more about the homeless population in LA County, visit lahsa.org and click on the LA HOP tab to make an outreach request.
The City Social Services Commission is also offering those experiencing homelessness a means of getting help. Now, if you see this business-sized card around town, take a look and even grab a few. The cards include information for people who may be facing homelessness, places they can contact for help. Officials from the commission say it has also helped first responders to assist community members that may need assistance with mental health, domestic violence, or other crisis. You can find them at various city departments, public counters. The information is also available on the Torrance Police Department's Homeless Resources page. They hope to place the cards and other resource materials in Torrance Transit buses.
A local organization is lending a helping hand during an upcoming stressful time of year. AARP Foundation Tax Aide South Bay is providing free tax return preparation and e-filing through the end of the tax season. Volunteers are certified by the IRS and California Franchise Tax Board. They will prepare and only e-file federal and California tax returns. You don't have to be an AARP member to take advantage of this service, but priority is given to members. Volunteers prepare tax returns for people of all ages, especially for those 60 years and older. The main site is in downtown Torrance, and all you have to do is bring your photo ID, Social Security cards for yourself and dependents, a copy of last year's tax returns, a blank check, and all tax documents. Aide is the nation's largest volunteer-run tax preparation service. The Torrance site is open from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., Monday through Friday. No appointments needed. They are inside the Russ Nolte Annex on Post Avenue.
Torrance police held a special enforcement in the hopes of catching people breaking the law. Between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m., traffic officers were out in full force looking for unlawful activity along Hawthorne Boulevard between Redondo Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. They were also monitoring Torrance Boulevard between Anza and Western Avenues. In total, 21 drivers were given warnings, 8 drivers were cited for speeding, 3 drivers were stopped for using their cell phone while driving, and 2 others for not following traffic signs. High visibility enforcement is a universal traffic safety approach designed to create deterrence and change unlawful traffic behaviors.
Torrance Transit is looking for your feedback on potential changes to its service. You can find the department's Service Alternative Survey online, which allows for riders to review possible changes and provide feedback. The first plan focuses on simplifying routes, improving frequency, and increasing weekend service. The second alternative maintains coverage on the most existing Torrance Transit corridors. This survey came after officials reviewed existing ridership patterns and feedback from more than 1,000 current riders. Torrance Transit into the Future is a 12-month study looking for ways to evaluate the rider experience and to better serve the needs of the community. For more information, go to torrancetransittomorrow.com.
A popular park is undergoing safety precautions. After city officials inspected the gazebo at Sur La Brea Park, they noticed it was unstable, and since the upper crossbeam can't be installed due to wood deterioration, staff placed caution tape around the structure to keep community members out until they decide on the next steps to take. Sur La Brea Park is in the southeast area of Torrance. The gazebo is one of the most used areas, which has been a popular spot for birthday parties.
Popular facility in Torrance will be shutting down just temporarily. From now through February 28th, the Bartlett Senior Center will be closed for remodeling. Crews will paint the interior of the facility. Staff has already informed community members and program attendees of the closure. While some programs will be on hiatus, others will be moved to different locations. Seniors will also be able to continue taking advantage of the senior lunch program at other locations, including the Torrance YMCA and the Torrance Lomita Meals on Wheels. If you have any questions about the closure, you can contact staff at 310-320-5918. Stick around. A unique society that is keeping a Scottish tradition alive comes to Torrance.
Plus, we'll take you inside the newest restaurant on the boulevard. We'll be back in just a minute.
Locals danced the night away recently while promoting Scottish culture and music. Members of the Los Angeles and Orange County branches of the Royal Scottish Country Dance Society gathered at the Torrance Women's Club to celebrate the birth of beloved Scottish poet Robert Burns. It was the first time it was hosted in the city of Torrance. Members of the society say the Women's Club was chosen because of its ambiance and wooden floors, making it the perfect location for their performances. The organizations came together to host the Burns Supper and Ball, which included readings of Burns' work, Scottish country dancing, and the traditional cutting of the haggis. The tradition has been kept alive for more than 25 years, and this type of dancing is the traditional ballroom dancing of Scotland, which is part of the social life of the community. The goal is to make sure the dancing is done the same way throughout the world.
For most of us are dancers, the most important part of the evening is the dancing. So you go through all the traditional ceremonies, and then what you really want to do is break the tables down, and the music starts, and we can start dancing.
Attendees were able to end the night dancing to a live band consisting of musicians from the Bay Area and as far away as Texas. The Burns Supper is an annual event that happens every year on January 25th and coincides with Burns' birth in 1759.
Every year, all of the Scottish societies all over the world celebrate the birth of Robert Burns, who's Scotland's national poet. And what we'd like to do is just be ambassadors for Scottish culture, music, and dancing.
If that dancing looked fun to you, beginner and intermediate Scottish dance classes are offered at the Torrance Cultural Arts Center on Friday nights. You can also go to rscds-losangeles.org. The organization was founded in 1923. A highly anticipated restaurant opened this week. Excited patrons stopped by EMC Seafood, located at the Del Amo Fashion Center next to Brio Coastal Bar and Kitchen. The restaurant has a beautiful, spacious interior and outdoor area. It took nearly 2 years to complete the project. The general manager for the restaurant says they chose Del Amo because of its high foot traffic. The restaurant is family friendly, and the Torrance location will have new entrees you won't find at other locations.
We have a lot of new items on the menu. Torrance is we're adding in prime rib, more oysters, raw bar. Everything's fresh. Everything's made fresh.
EMC is known for oysters, live uni, and seafood towers. They also have a fully stocked bar. The restaurant chain was established in 2013. There are 9 other locations in Southern California.
A popular restaurant and bakery in Torrance is closing down, but just temporarily. Hoff's Hut on Crenshaw Boulevard will close its doors on February 6th. They plan to reopen in just 4 to 6 months. They plan to remodel the exterior, including the existing restaurant building and patio, and improve their parking lot as well. They plan to also modernize the eatery by installing a new 160-square-foot, 15-seat bar as part of its upgraded liquor license. Officials say current employees will be offered positions at other restaurants owned by Hoffman Hospitality Group. The restaurant has been operating in Torrance since 1986 and is family-owned.
An aerospace and defense contractor based in the city of Torrance is expanding. System Technology announced its new space featuring a larger office and production areas. Officials from the company say the area will allow them to grow while providing top-level service to customers. System Technical is an award-winning contractor that designs and builds military aftermarket products for the U.S. government, Fortune 500 companies, and international clientele.
Black Angus Steakhouse is cooking up a new menu item. The company announced they will offer a steakhouse bowl during lunch hours at select restaurant locations, including the one in Torrance. Officials say the steakhouse bowl is an extension of the 55-year-old brand's favorite dishes. The bowls are protein-packed with a combination of greens, proteins, and grains. You can choose from a variety of proteins, including top sirloin, chicken, grilled shrimp, and salmon. Black Angus Steakhouse has 44 locations across the nation. You can find the one in Torrance on Carson Street near Madrona.
Local high school students will soon be able to use their skills outside the classroom. During the recent Torrance Unified School District Board meeting, a new program was approved allowing the district to partner with Northrop Grumman Corporation to host an unpaid internship program for seniors at North and Torrance high schools. The 17-week program offers seniors on-the-job STEM-related training. The internship is related to specific college and occupational goals of student participants as part of their high school engineering career pathway. There are a wide range of benefits, including a mentorship by a Northrop Grumman engineer, certification of completion, and a $300 scholarship if the student attends college, and much more. The program starts on February 13th and runs through May 16th.
Also, during the board meeting, the district renewed a partnership to continue to provide families with the resources to live healthier lives. The motion was approved for the district to use South Bay Families Connected to assist parents with social, emotional wellness resources, education, and support. SBFC is part of Families Connected Project, a nonprofit that uses a collaborative model for youth wellness. They have partnered with 90 South Bay schools and dozens of healthcare providers and community organizations. TUSD Families Connected launched in November 2017 and serves 31 schools.
South Bay Elementary students received a special treat recently. The Los Angeles Opera visited El Camino College and performed for students at the Marcy Auditorium. The opera performed The Magic Dream for more than 1,800 youngsters. Staff says this has been the largest group yet for this production. The event was part of a partnership with El Camino College's Center for the Arts. The free interactive 45-minute program provided a fun and high-energy introduction to the world of opera. The show was a celebration of Mozart's opera, The Magic Flute. It's a way to teach the basics of opera, music, and performance. To check out upcoming events, head to elcamino.edu/center for the arts/.
A new report is asking for the federal government to take more action to reduce tobacco use. According to the American Lung Association's 2019 State of Tobacco Control report recently released, states and the federal government have, quote, failed to take meaningful action in putting in place policies to prevent and reduce tobacco use, the nation's leading cause of preventable death and disease. The report also showed that the use of e-cigarettes have reached epidemic levels, increasing by 78% from 2017 to 2018. They found that more than 27% of high school students used at least one tobacco product in 2018. Officials are asking for the government and states to take urgent action. The State of Tobacco Control 2019 grades looked at 5 areas for states, from strength of smoke-free workplace laws to coverage and access to services to quit tobacco. Even though no state earned an A grade in every category, California was one of the best with B ratings across the board and received an A grade for the smoke-free laws category. For more details, head to lung.org. Well, still ahead, events you won't want to miss.
Plus, a sneak peek at the next sports desk. We'll be back in just a minute.
When I was in high school, I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home, and that's hard when you feel like you're doing it alone. That's when I met our niece, my mom, as I'll call her. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but your future is more important. She's my strength. Just being that support for those hard days and those hard nights, not giving up on me.
Thank you to my mama. I wouldn't have did this if it wasn't for her. Today is for my mama and everybody who had my back.
It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. Some people would think, well, maybe it's really not that big of a deal, but it really is. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back, everybody. Here's some upcoming events. Lange Productions with the Arts Council of Torrance will be presenting the play of the Journals of Osborne P. Anderson. It will take place on Saturday, February 9th at 7:30 p.m. at the George Nakano Theater. Tickets are $20. Then the Torrance Cultural Arts Foundation will be presenting the Lightwire Theater's The Ugly Duckling at the James Armstrong Theater on February 10th from 2 to 4:30 p.m. America's Got Talent semifinalist Lightwire Theater is bringing a classic take to the modern stage. And before we go, let's check in with Leslie Robbins on the sports desk.
Hi, Leslie. What do you have for us?
Hey, Jin and Ben, coming up on the sports desk, it's a fight to the finish on the hardwood, plus Torrance Little League goes to camp with the baseball team at Torrance High. And then Torrance gets Super Bowl fever. See how our town is getting in on the LA Rams action, heading into the big game. Be sure to watch every day at 4:30 and 9. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much, Leslie. Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Jin Chun. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.